Greetings and welcome to Sunlight Refuge, where the name of the game is motivation, inspiration, and growth. Hi, everyone. My name is Tracey, and thank you for tuning in with another video today. Today, we are talking about themes, right? So, what is your theme for 2024? And when I say theme, I mean, what are you working on towards being the best version of yourself, right? So, first, we'll talk about what is the universal energy, right? So, what's the universal theme? And so, if you remember us talking about numerology, so you have 2024, so you have 2 plus 2 plus 4, which equals 8. So the universal energy, the universal number for 2024 is 8, right? So diving in a little bit with numerology as far as what 8 is, right? So 8 is the number that is governed by Saturn. Okay, Saturn governs our responsibilities, our duties, our disciplines, right? Father Saturn. And that carries over into Capricorn, which represents Capricorn, in our 10th house. So remember, we was talking about astrology, and our 10th house is I achieve, right? So this is about our careers and our reputations and like our statuses, things of that nature, right? So the overall 8 energy is who you are, what's your authoritative role in the world right now, right? So when you're thinking about your theme in general, what you're looking at is just who am I aspiring to be, right? Because it goes a little bit further than New Year's resolutions, right? You shouldn't compile more on top of more on top of more because you're not going to, there are always exceptions to the rule, but you're not going to tackle all of these things if you're just compiling like buku stuff on top of stuff, right? So you want to hone it down and put it into a theme that you can work on, right? So if you have one particular thing that you're working and aspiring to be, this will essentially help you to just focus on that one thing and actually achieve it, right? So when we're looking at our themes, your theme should be what resonates with you as you're aspiring to be. Like, who are you aspiring to be? Right? So when you pick your theme, you just ask yourself these certain questions, right? So it's more so of where am I now and where do I want to be? Right? Because it's all about seasons in the same sense that Mother Nature provides 4 seasons, we also provide seasons within ourselves as well. Are you a season where you're preparing? Are you a season where you're getting rid of that stuff? Are you in a season where you're building? You know, like these are the things that you have to ask yourself, where are you? Like, what season are you in? So you'll know where to start. And of course, this varies because not everyone is in the same, is in the same season, right? So when you think about who you want to aspire to be, and again, it's just the best version of ourselves. That's why I always say being the best version of ourselves at any age, right? Because we should be continuously growing, right? In the age of Aquarius, information is at your fingertips, right? So I know a lot of people, use the internet a lot and are on these different sites and things, but Are you feeding your intellectual side? Are you feeding your growth side? You know, it's a lot of entertainment out there, and entertainment is fine. But what you put in front of you the most is what is going to shape your reality. So you got to make sure that you're doing a good balance to where you're getting the information, the good information that's going to help you grow. Because watching them all the time or watching all of this entertainment all the time, how does that feed your growth? It feeds theirs because they need views, right? But how does it feed you? How does it help you grow? How does it ever elevate you? So you got to be careful because a lot of people can get stuck in the entertainment side of it all. And sometimes you can bring that virtual world into your physical world, your actual reality, and it can shape you. And then you wonder why your life is going the way that it is because, you know, what are you feeding yourself, right? So you got an intellectual hunger as well, just like you have, you know, your body hungers, you have an intellectual hunger as well. And we all have to be responsible to help grow that and nurture yourself. And I was listening to this one interview, right? And it says the more information, the person said, the more information you know, the more money you make, right? Pretty simple. And it resonated so much with me because we have these classes, right? These classes of people, um, and it helps you to understand where you fall in these classes of people and why. So when I say classes of people, there are the people who own and there are the people who work. Not to say one is better, not to say one is, but the difference between the worker and the owner is the information, the amount of information. And the quote or what he said was the person with the least amount of information will always have to use their hands, i.e., the workers, right? You got, even when you go to like your local grocery store, whatever the case may be, right? You got the people who are doing, and you got the people who are managing, right? And the difference between the doer and the manager is the information. A manager can always work a register, but the person working the register can't always manage. The difference comes in the information. Make sense? So, taking it a step further, what I've learned is that America rewards two type of people. Do you know what those two type of people are? I give you a hint. It's not the worker, right? It's the investors and it's the entrepreneurs, right? Because the way that America sees it is that the entrepreneurs, they have to go out there and do it from top to bottom. Get the business in order from top to bottom. The workers, they just come in and do the job because all the tops and the bottom is already prepared for them. You just have to do the job, right? So they feel like everything is already, the groundwork is already being done for you. So that's why you're not going to get the big bucks. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're not going to be able to be on the same status. I mean, you can go in debt. Go ahead. I can buy me a Birkin bag right now. But no, I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being responsible with my stuff. I got a family to take care of. But what I'm saying is, there are two types of people that are rewarded. They get the biggest tax breaks, and it's not the worker. There's nothing wrong with being a worker. But the only difference between you and them, us and them, him and her and her, is the information. Information. You're not going to get the information if you're laying around looking at somebody else's life on YouTube. You're not going to get the information if you're laying around looking at all this fluff that's not feeding your intellectual self. Right? A friend of mine said that she worked with a consulting team to help her to build her business. Now, the cool thing about that is, yeah, she had to go and pay a team to help her to build her stuff right. Because when you don't know, you pay. But I guarantee that her children, they won't have to pay. Because she's going to have that blueprint to get them to their entrepreneurship, to where they don't have to go and pay for somebody. I took that. I paid for that service for us so that y'all will never have to. That's how you learn. That's how you use the information. That's how you grow. Because you're not going to work your way to wealth. I learned something about wages, right? Somebody said, your wages isn't meant to retire you. Your wages isn't meant to bring you wealth. Your wages are to pay your bills. Are your wages paying your bills? It's doing its job. That's all it was intended to do. Now, if you're aspiring for something else, something more, you're going to have to get that information. You're going to have to step outside of the working role, and you're going to have to get yourself in these other categories. Everything is going up. Everything is going up, and it's been the same for eons of time. Everything goes up except your wages. The wages is the last thing to go up. And I listened to this artist called D1, and he has this song called I Wasn't Born to Pay the Bills. I was like, come on, D1, that's what I'm talking about. I wasn't born just to pay the bills. No. Y'all gotta listen to that song. I wasn't born just to pay the bills. Nah, we ain't born just to pay the bills. We trying to live. We trying to grow. We trying to get this generational wealth going on. We got to change the mindset. Like we are able to get the cheat code now, right? Up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to clown me. Up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. Right? You got the cheat code now. It's no secret. You just got to get out there, get the information, start applying it. Start wherever you are. wherever you are. Okay, so going back to your theme, right? So, what do you want to achieve, or what are you going to achieve, right? Because we're going to achieve it, right? So, who are you aspiring to be? So, what do you want to be? What do you want your life to be at the end of 2024, right? I always talk about breaking them down in quarters. You make your theme, you create your theme, who you're aspiring to be. You recognize where you are in your season so you know where to start, right? And then from there, it's just getting the information. Getting the information. In 2024, we have to get the information, pass the information, right? Because if you know something that somebody else doesn't know, give them the information. This world is abundant. Don't be stingy with the information. You ever been around somebody where it's like, oh yeah, I gotta learn how to do this, and they just like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. All you gotta do is, well, why didn't you tell me? I was just playing, but yeah, it's like don't hold the information. Excuse me. If you already know, and somebody needs to know, give them the information. They don't have to spend all that time on that. Because somebody who really wants it, they're going to receive that information and take it to wherever, apply it wherever it needs to be applied in their lives. Not talking about the ones you give them the information, they're like, yeah, whatever. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones who really want to do this, the ones who really trying to elevate, right? So envision your ideal self. Like, who am I? What am I trying to get rid of? And what am I trying to pour into for me to be who I want to be? Because there's really no reason why you should be struggling. There's no reason why you shouldn't love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate it. I don't want to say hate, but it saddens me when people think less of themselves because they're not in that ideal spot. Okay, so what? You're a single mama with 5 children. You know what I'm saying? You're not in, what is it? Like, undesirable now. You're just as desirable as anybody else. It's just going to take that special person to come and make that partnership. So what? You're not, making the most money right now, but the only difference is if you're not making enough money and you're not doing nothing about it, then you can't compare yourself to the person that's not making the most money and they are trying. See, we can't do no pity parties. We can't sit up there and talk about, oh, woe is me. I understand. Everybody got situations, everybody got things. That's life. But what you're not going to do is sit around and be the lesser version of yourself because it wasn't that easy for you, or whatever the scenario is. Like, we don't have time for that. We're all here for a purpose, we're all here for a reason, and you got to be your best self to give what you were anointed to give, right? You can't be on the front line and you don't want to do any of the work. Like, it doesn't work that way. All you're going to do is get a lesser version of yourself and a lesser life, lesser quality of life. Like, your quality of life can be so much better. But you have to take the steps to make it better. Nobody's going to come make it better for you. I'm going to tell you a secret. Money trucks don't come to front doors. They ain't just dropping off bags. You gotta go get them. And the ones with the money trucks dropping them off, them the type of people I'm trying to be around, because I need some money trucks around here. I got things to do, people to see, right? So after you like envision your ideal self, you got to think about what are the key elements. Like, what are the things that you need to become your highest self, right? Whether that's less of or more of, right? Less of or more of. And then you can't base it on anybody else's perception, right? Or opinions. So if you decide, okay, 2024, I'm finna just kick the front door in and just go hard, right? But the people around you like, yeah, they're not being very supportive. Don't you let that stop you from doing what you said you were going to do. One, if you don't have supportive people like that, or if that's how they rolling, you got to be able to separate yourself from that. Kick it with them on some other stuff, right? Because anybody that's not supportive of your growth, what is that? I'm sure there's a name for that, but I'm more than sure it's a negative name. Like, you don't need people in your life like that that keep you on this low level. Mm-mm. What is that? Misery love company? You know, down and out people, like down and out people. You are the company that you keep. I teach that to my children all the time. I say you can be the most intelligent and kind-hearted people, but if you're running with these cats over here, then when the stuff goes down, you're gonna be categorized just as them. And 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna see, oh, this person is different. They don't really care too much about that. So you got to be mindful of the company that you keep. And you also have to be okay with being your own company. You can't be with people 24/7. You got to ask yourself, why do I need to be around people 24/7? Are you dependent on them? Are you afraid to be by yourself? Do they help you stay on this low level? Like, what are they doing? What are you doing? So that's something that you, if this is resonating with you, that's something that you have to take a deeper look, because that's something, right? And if you're dependent on them, then it goes back to, if you give them permission to feed you, then you give them permission to starve you. So when you're dependent on people, that means you gotta jump to the tune of they beat, right? I'm not a jumper. I know that. That's not me. So you have to recognize where you are in your season. It's very important that you recognize where you are in your season, so you'll know which key elements you need and where your starting point is for you to elevate, right? Age of Aquarius, there's a multitude of platforms and information available for you if you don't know where to start. The people that know me know they can call me anytime. We can talk about this. If you don't have nobody to talk to, that's okay. Or if you don't want to talk to nobody, just use your information wisely. It's available for you. Like, There has to be there's no room for excuses no more. You either gonna do this or you're not, right? But the world is gonna keep evolving and the world's gonna keep changing, and it's gonna affect your quality of life. Okay? So 2024, what is your theme? You can even take it a step further. You can get your your keywords like power or prosperity or whatever it is, right? You can even get a theme song. What's your theme song? You know what I'm saying? You hear that song, you like, yeah, it gets you back into I know. I was messing up a little bit. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Get you back on track. It's you getting you back on track. You gotta listen to these lyrics, right? Listen to the lyrics of songs. And I challenge you to listen to the lyrics of songs, and the ones who is not feeding your greater good, delete. Delete, 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 delete. Like, we not doing that no more. All this, we ain't doing that no more. We need that inspiration. We need that feed that soul. You know what I'm saying? We need to tap in. Like, for real, for real. So, but get yourself a theme song, man. I'm telling you, music really does have power. So you have to be mindful of the music that you listening to. Sometimes you be feeling good, you be listening to all that sad stuff, you be trying to resonate with the sad stuff. Why am I feeling like this? Because you allowing that stuff to penetrate you. So think about that. Whatever you are is what's going to take shape. It's going to help shape your reality. Be it good, be it bad. Okay? So, thank you again for tuning in to Sunlight Refuge with Tracey. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that the information resonated with you. If it doesn't, that is okay. It is plenty of people out there that will resonate with you. You just have to keep growing. Keep being your best self, right? Keep doing the work. And remember, you are doing fine. You are doing fine. We're all trying to do fine. We're all trying to be okay. So, if you're taking steps, be okay with that and just keep growing. Okay? So, to the next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.